In 2998, at 2:17 Universal Time Coordinated, our vessel Nimbus pierced the violet sky of Viridas 7 and settled on iron, rich plains cooled by drifting ammonia mists. We, 6 scientists and 4 engineers, stepped onto a living surface that pulsed like muscle. Beneath each boot, cellulose fibers contracted and released, testing our weight. The planet's 0.87 g gravity felt familiar, but the air, 2% nitrogen, 30% oxygen, 8% ammonium, shivered with bioreactivity. Our scanners traced veins of crystalline resin running through moss, fields the size of city blocks. Every half hour, the ground exuded a sap that registered as mildly saline on our tongues and sparked nanosecond surges on our biosensors. We watched vines coil around discarded probe fragments, stripping circuitry to harvest metals for unknown purposes. Day 29, one local cycle, brought the first warning. A vine flexed like a limb, then snapped back, leaving a metallic echo on the soil. At dawn on Sol 30, we spotted them, women with lignin-based nerves and chlorophyll, rich skin standing beneath frond canopies. They rose 2 meters tall, hips flared like palm blossoms, their torsos ringed in bark, layered segments. Each bore embedded solar arrays across shoulders, ultra-thin crystalline wafers that glowed faintly green, and wore tribal wraps woven from fiber-optic vines, beadwork of seed pods and iridescent bark. Bone rings circled their necks, but tiny hollow emitters shimmered along woven necklaces, projecting data in flickering patterns. They carried no advanced weapons. Instead, each had a belt of detachable limbs, harvested arms and legs, neatly severed at joints, stored in living pouches of mycelial padding. Those limbs, they explained without sound, were both food and seed. In their culture, gestation occurred via wind pollination. Each adult released pollen, gametes from bud, tipped arms. Fertilized spores settled on bark, plated abdomens, where 90-day pregnancies culminated in 7 translucent seedlings erupting into sapling-shaped infants. No males. Reproduction was communal. Daily, they fed by pressing dermal parenchyma against sunlight, converting photons into sucrose. When clouds blocked radiation, they planted their feet and sent capillary, fine rootlets into the soil for mineral water, by a symbiotic fungi that wrapped around their vertebrae. Excess moisture was secreted as luminescent nectar each night, a communal offering to grove, farms of spore, harvesters. Our hydroponic arrays failed within hours, sensors overloaded by their filigree humidity. On Sol 35, they guided us into a grove of sentinel trees, 5 giants whose opalescent bark displayed photonic glyphs. These resin-etched images recorded starship arrivals over 900 local years. We watched frames of early colonists studying flora, then surrendering to it. Limbs grafted with alien seeds, skin draped in living moss, veins replaced by vascular root tubes. Data logs captured electric pulses in bark syncing to crew heartbeats. The final archive image froze on Captain Elena Reyes. Time, stamped June 17, 2987. It showed her entwined in vines as yellow blossoms sprouted from her temples. Her log entry blinked once. Integration complete. Then silence. No farewell. No distress code. We realized the archive itself was alive, its resinics shifting to greet our arrival, ready to absorb new histories. Without warning, the grove exhaled a shockwave of emerald spores visible as a living storm. Our alarms screamed as the spores infiltrated our suits. Bio filters overloaded. Each breath brought filovirus that rewrote neural pathways. Crew shipments of anti-spore aerosols failed. We collapsed, throats panting, eyes blazing emerald before we lost consciousness. When stillness fell, sap tendrils had already burrowed through our rib cages. Seedlings sprouted at our sides, limbs unfurling beside broken helmets. Then Captain Reyes emerged beneath living fronds, her skin etched with bioluminescent roots. She knelt and touched each forehead. Data flooded our transformed minds. How to root, how to photosynthesize, how to regrow every severed piece. As dawn broke on Sol 36, the forest sighed in joy. Our metal suits lay open, cables entwined with vines, power cores feeding root mats. The final shock came when I looked down at my wrist, mounted translator, the ultra-futuristic gadget we prized most, and saw its housing split, tiny roots snaking out, burrowing into my veins. The last human thought I registered was delight.